and gentlemen, this match is to determine who is going to be forced by the general manager of Next Level to leave Next Level. Jaxson Pallas has caused so much uproar, so much chaos, and more importantly, so much pain on the Next Level brand. He's interfered with matches. Damian Kai has assaulted people backstage. Most notably and most recently, Nick Alexander. The general manager said, enough. After this match, if you can beat Nick Alexander, Nick will have to leave. And if you can't, then you will have to leave. Because the general manager has decided that the Next Level brand isn't big enough for these two personalities. And I agree for one. Jaxson Pallas coming out here looking to teach the music, show the music of pain to Nick Alexander. Coming out here, he is a Great Clash Battle Royale winner. But he's going up against the leader of Revelation and one of the OGs of action wrestling entertainment, the bulletproof Nick Alexander. And this all started, ladies and gentlemen, when Nick Alexander was cutting a promo after beating El Contrastico, and he said he wants to inflict as much pain on his opponents as possible. And that didn't sit well with Jaxson Pallas. The following week on Next Level, Jaxson Pallas was watching as Nick Alexander lost to Cody Cole for #1 contendership for the World Championship. And after that match, backstage, when Nick was being interviewed backstage, Jaxson Pallas interrupted and intervened and socked the bulletproof one right in the mouth. He stated that Nick Alexander doesn't know the music. He can't even think. And that he needed to clear his head. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how this match came to be. It was supposed to be Damian Kai taking on Jaxson Pallas at Resurgence, but Jaxson, with the assault after their triple threat match in which they both lost to Henry Mack, put Damian Kai, the Inferno Dragon, on the shelf. Damian Kai still recovering from the injuries he sustained at the hands of Pallas. Will the same fate await Nick Alexander here tonight? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to find out. Jaxson Pallas, are you ready? Nick Alexander, are you ready? Ring the bell. And as the bell rings and this match gets underway, it is a no holds barred match.
But it can't. But it can't. It can't start like that. Inflict pain. Inflict pain. So, you say you want to inflict pain. You say you want to know the music. Step down. Let me teach you. Alright, you want it? You got it. Just know, you asked for this ass whooping.
And these two men lock up collar and elbow, but they lock up outside of the ring. And Pallas initially gaining the advantage, but then Nick Alexander with the strength advantage. And Nick thrown into the wall, courtesy of Jaxson Pallas. Nick catches himself and slams Jackson's head right into the canvas. And now we're going into the ring. Nick Alexander just striking the face of Jaxson Pallas, delivering.
Okay.
And now Jaxson Pallas retorting with strikes of his own. Big right hands from Jaxson Pallas. And Nick able to catch and counter with a knee to the midsection. And just tossing Jaxson across the way. Jaxson comes in with a big forearm. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, each and every one of you, for joining us as we kick off the main card for Resurgence. We just finished the pre-show buy-in match, and now we are officially underway with the Resurgence pay-per-view event, and the crowd has started to file in for the opening match here. Jaxson going for a suplex. Nick able to turn it into a big release suplex. And a cover from Nick only garners a 1 count. And big forearms to the back of Pallas. And now to the face of Pallas. And now Pallas, what a hard-hitting match we have just in the first couple of minutes. These two men.
His shoulders are not on this goddamn mat.
And Jaxson doesn't want a pinfall. He wants to inflict more pain. He wants to inflict more punishment on the bulletproof one. Jaxson elbow drop. Jaxson axe handle. Jaxson leg drop. What a flurry of offense from Pallas. And watch the replay. Look at this. No wasted movement whatsoever as the leg drop connects. And 3 moves back to back to back. Non-stop action here in this match.
Kick his ass, Nick.
The two goals here for both men are very simple, not very complicated. Jaxson claims to be the protector of pain, the keeper of pain, but Nick Alexander has been around in this company since long before Jaxson ever joined, and he was talking about inflicting pain way back when. So one could call this a battle to see who the originator of pain is. And I think we're going to find out just who it is here tonight, as this match is no holds barred. Anything can happen, and now Nick, he's got it locked in. We know what this is. Huge backbreaker from Nick.
One more time.
And the fans calling for another one. Nick willing to oblige. And they want another one, but Nick wants to go exploder suplex.
What?
And Pallas is back up.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Holy shit!
Pallas with a huge cyclone kick.
It's all over.
1, 2.
And Pallas a little too arrogant there. Calling game, calling match after one cyclone kick on the bulletproof Nick Alexander. Ladies and gentlemen, it's hard to believe that neither Jaxson Pallas nor Nick Alexander have ever held a championship, a title in action wrestling entertainment. And I think it's very clear that both of these men are future champions. I mean, there's very little argument to be had on the other side. But Nick Alexander has chased titles his entire career since the inception of action wrestling entertainment, but Jaxson Pallas going to put Nick to sleep right now. It's a modified dragon sleeper. Nick trying to get his momentum over.
1, 2.
Now Nick may be going for the Dragon Sleeper. Nick reverses it into a sleeper of his own. Jaxson Pallas may have no choice.
This is my game. You don't want to play this with me, Pallas.
Let's go.
Jaxson Pallas could be fading. No, able to get out of the ring. What agility on display from Jaxson Pallas, and now Nick Alexander eating the side of the ring, much like we saw El Contrastico do earlier on in the night. And now Jaxson looking to, without a doubt, inflict more pain. He's got that arm caught. Nick Alexander's arm caught. Oh, well, he got it unstuck now. And Jaxson Pallas lining it up. There it is! Huge boot breaking the front of the face and obstructing all kinds of facial features of Nick Alexander. Oh, my goodness. And Pallas has the kendo stick. This is something we've been waiting a long time to see. Nobody wants to face Pallas with a kendo stick in hand, conducting the music to pain. And Nick just smacking the back of Pallas with the kendo. Those sticks, ladies and gentlemen, have no give whatsoever. And now, Pallas going to take out the legs.
But you have to remember that I flow like water, flow like a beat, like the music. You just have to listen, you just have to pay attention.
And now Pallas looking to lock in a submission with the kendo stick, trying to make Nick pass out here at Resurgence. And you can already see the whelps on the back of Pallas.
What are you ever gonna do? How can you get out of this? How could you ever manage? Huh? I'm the prophecy of pain. I am the ballast. I'm what keeps things intact. I'm what keeps pain going. Where there's no pain, there's no gain. Don't you understand? And when you play it like a flute, when you dance with it, it just makes it even better. It just makes it all the more better.
And Pallas winding up. He's spent.
Guess what? Maybe I want it as the prophecy, but consider me the Thanos to your prophecy.
Yeah!
Nick Alexander.
You like this little kendo stuff, don't you? Yeah! Here's the thing. So do I.
Nick Alexander.
You like to inflict pain. Like I said. I don't like the music. That's where you're wrong. You see, I'm an original. I wrote the music to pain before your ass came along. Consider this a message the next time you try to cross me.
Nick Alexander and Jaxson Pallas. It's hard to commentate when there's so much trading of verbiage going on between the two competitors.
Keep laughing.
And Nick continuing the assault, and Jaxson just laughing.
You really don't know. You really.
We expected a hard-hitting match from these two, but I don't know if we expected this much damage, and a super kick and a kick to the midsection now. Jaxson, finally this match is going to go back into the ring. Look at the whelps, though, from the kendo stick across the back of Jaxson Pallas. It tells the story. It tells the story of the pain caused by both opponents throughout this match.
I see you use that.
And Jaxson looking for a huge fist to the face. Oh my goodness. And Jaxson may be experiencing what the sound and the music to pain feels like right now. Could have broken a lot of phalanges, a lot of finger bones within that hand.
Pallas. Pallas. You gave me something to look after, dude.
And now Nick sees the chink in the armor, the Achilles heel, so to speak, of Jaxson Pallas and Nick Alexander. So strategic in his assault, going to take every advantage he can, every liberty that he can with that injured hand. And Pallas trying to use that left arm to fight back. And that was a huge mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be the turning point that Nick needs. Jaxson very well could have broken his hand when he struck the wall as hard as he did. And now Nick taking advantage, going to abuse his power against Jaxson Pallas.
Give me something to talk.
And Nick right back to the hand. And now Jaxson with the eye gouge. And Jaxson with the knees thrusting into the side, the ribs. And now clearly that hand still in pain. And I'm no doctor, but I'd say it could potentially be broken because with every movement, every strike, it just continues to pain Pallas. And Nick Alexander, ladies and gentlemen, about 85 to 90% of this match has been outside the ring, and I think that goes to show just what these two men are trying to do here tonight. They're not trying to hit their big moves and win a match by any means. They are just trying to send a physical message to the other.
Let's go, Nick.
Jaxson Pallas telling us to pay attention. Could be going for the Rougarou Spinebuster, going to end this match. And indeed, connects with the Rougarou.
No.
Jaxson Pallas flowing like water, even with the hand hurting him here in this match.
Boo.
But the first Rougarou not satisfactory.
Getting his ass kicked. We love it.
Going for the second Rougarou. And Nick Alexander locks in a guillotine. Jaxson Pallas may have to pass out right here.
Make him pass out. Make him pass out.
Nick Alexander with the guillotine, and now going back to the hand. He has the Kimura lock cinched in, but look at where he's gripping the hand. He's not gripping the arm, he's gripping the hand with his left hand and applying more force and more pressure onto that could potentially be broken hand of Jaxson Pallas. And if this was not a no-holds-barred match, we would have already had a referee stoppage for that hand injury, and Jaxson Pallas may have just passed out.
Okay, he's still very much awake.
And Jaxson Pallas not even close to passing out, but writhing in pain, maybe sickly enjoying the pain being applied by Nick Alexander.
Do something, come on.
And now Nick with elbows to the back of the head. Nick going to release the hold. Strictly, I think, for all intents and purposes, that he wants to continue to inflict more pain. I mean, the story of this match, the story of this This entire rivalry between the two has been the story of inflicting pain, and now Nick going to try to do that. Pure concentrated pain.
Yeah.
The stomp.
What's up there? Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, that very well could be the end. That could be lights out for Jaxson Pallas. But Nick just not satisfied with one stomp here in this matchup. Could be lining up the FMJ. Strikes him with the forearm, and now Jaxson Pallas count to 1,000,000.
Ring the bell.
The FMJ connects.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jaxson Pallas now must leave next level.
Jaxson Pallas, my goodness. The man who was drafted by Next Level in the rookie draft last year, the beginning of this year, is now being forced to leave. And Nick Alexander and Jaxson Pallas both put each other through absolute hell in this matchup. It goes without saying. You know, I truly don't believe that either competitor in this match truly won, because both men definitely sustained injuries, but especially Jaxson Pallas and that right hand of his and the whelps across the back. But without a doubt, Nick Alexander not going to be 100% after this match either. Watch the FMJ, such height on the FMJ. The full metal jacket.
Yes.
What's going on? What's going on?
And Nick Alexander not done with the assault. He wants to send a message to Jaxson. These two men, the fight escalates outside. And the fire extinguisher grabbed from within the Warzone. Jaxson Pallas, though, able to turn it around. And now Jaxson may be able to get the last laugh on Nick Alexander here, as he just throws Nick into the garage door.
Oh, is your hand ready?
But Nick just going back to the hand. Oh my goodness. Nick Alexander, this does not look.
How much? It really gets hard.
This doesn't look good. This doesn't look good for Jaxson Pallas. My goodness! Jackson's hand, if it wasn't broken before, it is definitely in shambles now. And Jaxson screaming at the top of his lungs, the amount of agony, the amount of pain that he is in.
Very valuable lesson. It is the 11th command. Thou shalt not intentionally piss off Nick Alexander. You did just that. And look what happened to your hand. Look what happened to it.
Oh my goodness, Nick just continuing.
Now every time you wake up, your hand's gonna hurt. And you're gonna think of what I did to you. I didn't even know. You wanted me to call them off. They would have prevented this. So your blood isn't on my hands. It's on yours. And as for the rest of Next Level, consider this to be a warning. Consider what I did to your beloved monster, Jaxson Pallas. Look at what I did to his hand.
My goodness.
This is what's gonna happen to anybody. And I mean absolutely anybody that tries to cross me. And there's one thing I'm looking after next. That next level championship. Now, I know there's a match between Henry Mack and Ghost for the next level title. I'm gonna be keeping a very keen eye on that. Because whoever walks out of that, watch your six. Alexander.